Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampada Sei Mora Bhajana Bhajana Sei Mora Sei Mora Sei Mora Jivanera Jivana Sei Mora Pranana Sei Mora Amarana Sei Mora Jivanera Jivana Sei Mora Jivana Jivanera Sei Mora Sanidhi Sei Mora Vancha Siddhi Sei Mora Vedera Rama Sei Sei Mora Sei Vrata Sei Tapa Sei Mora Mantra Japa Sei Mora Dharma Sei Mora Sei Mora Anukula Vidhi Siddha Siddhi Nirathiva Viduina Anukula Viduina Yani Serupa Madhuri Rasi Pranapurvala Sasi Prafulita Ave Nisiri Serupa Madhuri Rasi Prafulita Sana Tiratina Tapitadi Mana Radina Amkrita Aha Prabhu Brahmore Pradachaya Narottama Lailo Sarana Aha Prabhu Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Haribo, 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 श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की, श्री नंददास ठाकुर की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। Tagore Premanande. I'll just quickly go through the meaning of this beautiful song written by Narottam Das Thakur. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, eternal form as a gopi of Raj, are my real wealth. They are the object of my bhajan and puja. They are the treasure of my heart, and they are my ornaments and the life of my life. They are the reservoirs of all rasa for me and the fulfillment of all my desires. They are the conclusion of the religion of the Vedas for me, are the goal of all my vows, austerities, and the chanting of my mantra. They are the purpose of all my religious activities. By the power of those feet, my activities will become favorable to devotion. Spiritual perfection will be achieved. And with these two eyes, I shall be able to actually see whom? To see whom? Yeah. The exquisite beauty of Sri Rupa Manjari's divine feet will shine like the brilliant full moon upon the lotus feet of my heart, both day and night, thus giving relief to my afflicted soul. By the venom of the snake of separation from you, has enfeebled my soul, and my life is ever afflicted and distressed. O Rupa Manjari, please be merciful and give me the shade of your lotus feet. Narottam Das has taken your refuse. Actually, Narottam Das Thakur ki. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगुणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे Hare Krishna. So either we increase the speed of this fan or we close it down. It's making some noise. See, yeah. I think weather here is quite good. In Delhi, it's very hilly. So we are fortunate to be reading from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. This is one of the earliest books which came into our movement. Srila Prabhupada introduced this book and the devotees distributed it. English is okay? हाँ? हिंदी भी समझते हैं ना आप सब? So we'll have a mixture of. So Srila Prabhupada introduced it to the devotees and the devotees started distributing it also all around. So this book is very special. Why? See, every scripture will have three aspects. That's why it's called as scriptural literature. What are the three aspects? Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojan. These three types of knowledge will be part of every Vedic scripture. But in this teachings of Lord Chaitanya, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have Sambandha Gyan, we have Abhidheya Gyan, Prayojan Gyan, and apart from that, we have Sambandh Anubhav Gyan and Abhidheya Anubhav Gyan. The Lord has presented. And Srila Prabhupada is mentioning into this. Right? So what is the difference between Sambandha Gyan and Sambandha Anubhav Gyan, and how it's present in TLC? So if you'll see in TLC, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya book, so Prabhupada has mentioned the discussion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with 5 of our acharyas. Hmm? Did you notice? Who are they? Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Prakasanand Saraswati or Prabodhanand Saraswati, and Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. Right? These 5 acharyas has been mentioned. So Rupa Goswami is the acharya for which Gyan? Abhidheya Gyan. Right? Sanatan Goswami, Sambandha Gyan. Raghunath Das Goswami, Prayojan Gyan. And what with Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya and Prabodhanand Saraswati? So with Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, the discussion, in this discussion, the Sambandh Anubhav Gyan has been presented. And with Prakashanand or Prabodhanand Saraswati, the Abhidheya Anubhav Gyan has. So he's asking what is the difference between Sambandha Gyan and Sambandha Anubhav Gyan. Can any of you suggest? What is Sambandha Gyan? Yeah, to understand our relationship with Krishna, Krishna's relationship with us, our relationship with the material nature, material relation with Krishna. Who am I? What am I? So just like, one thing is to know that I am soul. Through Bhagavad Gita, we get to know that we are soul. We are not this body. But the second thing is to feel that I am soul. Have the experience of me being soul. Hmm? Have you ever experienced this? That I am soul? One devotee was telling that His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj, hmm, he, because of his intense traveling and fully engaged in the activities of Krishna consciousness, once he came to our temple. So at that time our temple president was Rukmini Krishna Prabhu. So he requested Maharaj, you please come to our temple often. So Maharaj said, what to do? I have 30 hours of service in a day. It's very difficult. Maharaj gave himself fully into this movement, and because of which what happened, that his health was neglected. So the doctors told him that for 2 years you cannot move out of your place. You have to be staying at one place. Hmm. That's why last few years we couldn't see Maharaj too much of traveling because of. So Maharaj was telling, one devotee told, I don't know exactly what statement Maharaj told, but what the devotee paraphrased, Maharaj told, now I have understood that I'm still this body, not so. It's important to take care of our health. We are all young. We have youthful bodies, but we should be very careful, taking good care of it by doing regular exercise, giving proper rest. Because why it is important is Gaur Sundar Prabhu, his name. He was from here only serving in Vrindavan for quite a long time. Gaur Sundar Prabhu. So he told once to us that, once you will get old in Krishna consciousness, once you'll grow old in Krishna consciousness, you will get realizations. You get realizations. But because your health will not be good, your body will not support you, you will not be able to share your realizations with others. So it's very important that we take good care of our body. So one thing is to know that I am soul, another thing is to realize, to experience that I am soul. Just like when we have kirtans by Radhesham Prabhu, we are totally moved into the spiritual abode, it seems like. That's the experience. So that is Anubhav. Yeah. So 5 types of knowledge enunciated in teachings of Lord Chaitanya by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and presented to us by Srila Prabhupada. So we are reading from the first chapter, right? We have to start from the paragraph Krishna Bhaktas, right? Starting from. So it's like Krishna Bhaktas are free from all material desires, right? All of us are there. We are at the same place. Yeah, you got. So Krishna Bhaktas are free from all material desires, although those who are theoretically liberated by knowing that the living entity is not material may be classified among liberated souls. They still have desires. Their main desire is to become one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such persons are very much attached to performing Vedic rituals and righteous activities in order to enjoy material prosperity. Right. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving teachings to Rupa Goswami. Hmm? At which place? Prayag. You know the exact spot, what it's called? The Saswamedh Ghat. Any of you from that side? And if you have been to that place? The Saswamedh. Oh, acha. Oh, it's there. We went there. You'll also find Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus imprints, lotus footprints over there. Yeah, we went. So at that place, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this beautiful teachings to Rupa Goswami. See how amazing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's way of teaching was. He taught Rupa Goswami 10 days, Sanatan Goswami for almost 2 months, you know, and then he told them that you go and preach, you go and describe this knowledge to others. You know, he gave 4 instructions to the Goswamis. What were they? First was write scriptures. Yes. Yeah. Re-excavate the places where in the holy dham, because all those places had been lost. They were like covered with trees and plants and flooded. So to get those holy places. Now, when we go to the holy dham, we see this is Bhandir one, we see this is Tal one. It's all by mercy of the Goswamis. You know. They used to go to different places. They used to meditate, and then the holy place revealed in their heart that this particular place is this one, this particular place is this one, and something like. Just like our Bhakti Vinod Thakur, you know, how did he got to know which place is the original place of birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Hmm? Yeah, it was revealed to him. And also, of course, because he was magistrate, so he has access to the maps and to all the different kinds of geographical aspects which were present over there. So he coincided both theoretical and both the internal feelings that he got, and then he reconfirmed it. By whom? Yeah, he took Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj to that place. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was somewhere around 120 years old, a little more than that. He couldn't lift his eyelids on his own. You know, he had a servant Bihari. He used to lift his eyelids when he had to take darshan of something. But when he went to that spot, he started jumping. You know, started jumping high. Ei to nimai janmasthan, ei to nimai janmasthan. You know. So likewise, the Goswamis, they also moved around in different places of Raj and found the holy places that way. So first one was writing scripture. Second, establishing the holy places in the Dham. Third, constructing beautiful temples, big temples. Rupa Goswami made which temple? Govind Dev. It was so high at that time, like 7-floor building. Of course, not the whole structure was that high. You know, the present structure that we see, it was like that, and over that there was that dome kind of structure that was quite high. And then Sanatan Goswami, he made the Madan Mohan temple, which is one of the archaeological sites now, right? So likewise, and the fourth instruction was, yeah, it's very important for all of us to know. Yeah. Yeah, that how should be a Vaishnava behaving, right? So they presented this. You know, they presented this in the scriptures also, and through their own relationship with their own dealings presented. Right? So Rupa Goswami was given this instruction, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, Rupa Goswami is considered to be knowing the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why the pranam mantra of Rupa Goswami is what? Three have desires. So it says, the Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that even if a devotee wishes the Lord to fulfill a particular desire, what? Even if a devotee wishes the Lord to fulfill a particular desire, the devotee should not be considered a Sakam Bhakta. If somebody has desire, he is considered what? Sakam. But then we have to become niskam. That is anya abhilasita sunyam. No feeling, no desire. Not feeling. Feeling is of course there. Bhakti is full of emotions, but no desire apart from serving the Supreme Lord. But one very encouraging statement here, it's being mentioned by Prabhupada, that even if a devotee has a desire, even if he wishes to the Supreme Lord with some kind of material motive or desire, still he is not to be considered a sakam bhakta. Further, he explains why he should not be considered a sakam bhakta. Then he refers to the verse from Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam, right? When Prabhupada says that the Artha and the Artharthi who approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead for relief from misery or for some money are not Sakam Bhaktas, although they appear to be. Why not Sakam Bhakta? Prabhupada says, being neophyte devotee, being in the initial stage of Krishna consciousness, they are simply ignorant. Because they do not have knowledge, that's why they are asking the Supreme Lord for some material desire. And Prabhupada again, very wonderful statement, says that although in the beginning a devotee may harbor some desire, in due course it will vanish. Even if somebody may have some material desire, but in due course it may vanish. And again, a confirmation comes in one of the verses in Bhagavatam. It's Canto 5, chapter 19. Text 27. He does not fulfill desires that would again cause miseries. The Lord will fulfill the desire. If somebody asks for something, for sure the Lord will fulfill the desire. But he will not fulfill the desire in such a way that it will cause him misery. And what again he will do, in spite of being materially ambitious, such devotees, by rendering transcendental service to the Lord, are gradually purified of desires for material enjoyment and come to the desire of the pleasure of devotional service. This is Lord's potency. If you ask from the Lord, this is how our desires will get purified. And in the second and the third and the fourth line, it mentions that Swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichatam. And what does Lord do? He is so merciful that he gives himself to the devotee, even if the devotee doesn't ask for him. He asks for material desire, but in turn, what Lord does? He gives himself to that. This is the mercy of the Lord. A very classic example of this is Dhruva. It comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 22, text 27, quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, a verse from Hari Bhakti Suddhodaya, chapter 7, text 28. It says, स्थानाभिलाषी तपसि स्थितो हम त्वां प्राप्तवान् देव मुनीन्द्र गुह्यम् काचन विचिन्वन्नपि दिव्यरत्नम् स्वामिन् कृतार्थोऽस्मि वरं न याचे. Dhruva went to the Lord with what desire? Why did Dhruva do tapasya? क्यों किया ध्रुव महाराज ने तपस्या? प्रभु जी बताइए. Because he has a desire to attain sthana. He has a desire to obtain a big kingdom, bigger than his father, bigger than Brahma. Sthana bhilasi, tapasi sthito hum. For the desire to attain the sthan, what I did? I situated myself in tapsi, tapasya. Tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam. To obtain you is difficult even for the munis and the Indra and all the other big personalities. But I was so fortunate that even though I did tapasya to get a place, I got your darshan. My desires were like what? Kacham vichinvan api divya. My desires were like the broken pieces of glass. कांच किसको कहते हैं? शीशा. अभी हमारे घर में कोई चीज खराब हो जाता है, हम कबाड़ी को दे देते हैं, स्क्रैप में दे देते हैं. पर कांच का टुकड़ा स्क्रैप वाला भी नहीं लेता. कांच का टुकड़ा लेगा, कांच की बोतल जरूर ले लेगा, पर कांच के टुकड़े उसके भी काम का नहीं है. उसको डिसॉल्व करके दोबारा कुछ बनाया भी नहीं जा सकता. प्लास्टिक को तो फिर भी फर्नेस में डिसॉल्व करके कुछ और बना लेते हैं, पर कांच का टुकड़ा किसी काम का नहीं है. जो क्या क्लासिक कंपैरिजन दे रहे हैं ध्रुव महाराज की भौतिक इच्छाएं कैसी हैं? कांच के टुकड़े के समान है, स्क्रैप वाला भी नहीं लेगा. It's so valueless. But the Lord is so merciful that I had such a kind of desire. Kachan vichinvan api divyaratnam. But what they got? They got a divyaratnam in terms of the association of the Supreme Lord. That's the mercy of the Lord. Even if you have a material desire, still go to ask Krishna. Don't go to ask anywhere else. So in turn you will be purified. So here it's mentioned that the Krishna bhaktas are desireless. Why? Because this is the actual stage of a Krishna bhakta. Anya Abhilasita Sunim. That's why it's mentioned. So where we were. Hmm. Krishna bhaktas. I can get the book. So then those who are liberated. Hmm. Now what is liberation? Can you tell what is liberation? To be registered in our constitutional position, get rid of the cycle of birth and death. Actually, I mean, the actual statement would be fit, which will fit in. Of course, one of the aspects of it is that, but may not be every time. You know, because by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even our Swarupa can be changed. Even if somebody is in Santras, somebody in Dasiras, he can be elevated to which position? Position of Madhuri Ras. This is mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unnat Ujjwal Rasa. He can give us that. So the definition of liberation doesn't fit into this for us, at least for the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So in Bhagavatam, it's mentioned about the different kinds of liberation. Where Hmm. In Canto 3, Chapter 29, Text 13. Right? Hmm. So you please repeat after me. सालोक्य साष्टि सामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वम् अपि उत सारूप्य ऐकत्वम् अपि उत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति विना मत्सेवनं जनाः. Right? So there are 5 kinds of liberation. What are they? If you remember this verse, you'll be able to remember the 5 kinds of liberation. Salokya. As the name suggests, very simple. Salokya means to stay on the same planet where the Lord resides. Yeah. And then Sarsti. Sarsti is to have a similar kind of opulence, like the Lord. Samipya, to get close association. Now you may say, Prabhuji, Salokya hai to Samipya bhi hoga. सेम लोक पे रह रहे हैं. क्या ऐसा जरूरी है? नहीं, हम इंडिया में रहते हैं, पर क्या हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर के सामीप्य हो सकते हैं? May not be every time. Sometimes when he comes for election rallies or so we may get samipya. And then sarupya, the similar four-handed form, like the Supreme Lord Vishnu in the Vaikuntha planets. But still, there will be few differences. The Lord has the sign of, yeah, he has Kastumani and a sign of Srivatsa on his chest. The hairs on the chest of the Lord. Some difference. So this is there. And then one last, which has two aspects. This liberation has two aspects. One is very dangerous. Other one is what the Lord awards, like to the demons of Vrindavan when he killed. He awarded that ekatvam, liberation, which is mentioned over here. That is also called as Sayujya. Right? Sayujya Mukti. तो सायुज्य मुक्ति के दो भाग हैं. There are two parts. One is to enter into the effulgence of the Supreme Lord, hmm, जो कि ब्रह्मवादीज जो होते हैं, those who desire for such kind of liberation, merging into the effulgence of the Lord. Well, there are three aspects of God realization: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaneti. So the Brahmeti aspect, effulgence coming from the body of the Supreme Lord. So to merge into that. And another one is to merge into the Supreme Lord itself. You know, like the demons, many of the demons which Krishna killed. You know, this Yudhishthir Maharaj was very perplexed when he saw that this Sisupal who was trying to uh, chastise Krishna, he was trying to speak ill of Krishna. When he was killed, you know, a kind of ray came from his body and it entered into the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yudhishthir Maharaj was perplexed. So then he asked, and then it was explained. So this Ayujamukti. So the merging into the effulgence of the Lord is a kind of little dangerous thing. Why? Because there is a chance of falling. Aruhya krichena patantyada. Why one can fall down? Okay. Yeah. So these three kinds of realizations of the Lord, you know, the Brahman platform, the Paramatma platform, and the Bhagavan platform, they come with the three aspects of the Supreme Lord's, the three features of the Supreme Lord is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Right. So the Brahman platform, the Brahmeti platform, which feature of the Lord is there? Sat feature, Satan. Right? Paramatma has Sat and Chit, they're knowledgeable. But the Ananda platform is where the realization of Bhagwan is. So this Brahmeti platform, it doesn't have that Anand feature. And the soul wants what? Soul wants Anand because it is also Satchid Anand. It will like to have Anand, but there is no Anand. And that's why there is a chance of falling. One may be in trance for a long time, but how long can you be in trance? You need to have some kind of amusement, ananda. That's it. That's a little dangerous kind of. Now, when you may say, Prabhuji, liberation means getting out of the cycle of birth and death. But then, how come one can come back? So this is the danger. This is the danger. But you know, a devotee doesn't aspire for any of these kind of liberation. Hmm? How good it be to have the same opulence like Lord? You know, how wonderful it will be. You know, you imagine, and you are somewhere. You have so many aeroplanes waiting for you, chartered planes waiting for you to take you anywhere. You can travel to any of the hills and the kandaras and the groves and can enjoy like how wonderful it will be. If somebody says, give you an option that would you like to become Elon Musk? Hmm? You'll be more than happy. What to say of happy? You'll start jumping. If I get an opportunity to be with him for one day, that will be a great thing. What to speak of somebody is offered to be made to reach to that position. But you know, Elon Musk is not even a tinge of what the opulence of the Supreme Lord is. So if a person gets that, you know, still a devotee doesn't aspire for this. You know, our one very famous Acharya Bilva Mangal Thakur mentioned this in Krishna Karnamrit. You might have heard this verse. We recently went to this place, Krishna Vena. We went, it's like 2.5 hours from here. It is that place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got this Krishna Karnamrit book written by Bilva Mangal Thakur. It's a confluence of river Krishna and Vena. It comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's mentioned. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went over there. So in Krishna Karnamrit, it's text 107. It says, भक्तिस्त्वयि स्थिरतार भगवन् यदि स्यात् दैवेन नः फलति दिव्य किशोर मूर्ति मुक्ति स्वयं मुकुलितांजलि सेवते स्मान् Dharmartha kam gataya samaya pratiksha. Hmm? O Lord, if I'm engaged in firm devotional service to you, then I can very easily perceive your divine youthful form. And as far as liberation is concerned, she stands at my door. How? With folded hands. And along with her stands what? Dharma, Artha, and Kam. So this is the power of a devotee. Even the mukti is waiting at the door that please come and embrace me. But the devotee doesn't aspire for mukti. What does a devotee aspire for? Yeah, a devotee aspires for service at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because that is our actual position. Jivera Swarup Hoy, Krishnera Nityada. One has to achieve to that goal, to that position. So those who are liberated theoretically by knowing simply that living entity is not material may still have desires. And that's why this liberation is dangerous, because even if one knows theoretically, but still he may have material desires. Although they may be technically classified among liberated souls. Their main desire is to become one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here Prabhupada is specifically mentioning about that Aikatvam liberation or Sayujya Mukti. Generally, such persons are very much attached to Vedic rituals and righteous activities, performing them in order to enjoy material prosperity. In general terms, the dharma, the principles of dharma are dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. Right? You follow the dharma for what? To get artha, for economic development. And through artha, what will happen? You will enjoy calm, you will enjoy sense gratification. And when you will be tortured, frustrated with enjoying your senses, then you will aspire for what? For moksha. So this is how the cycle, the gradual elevation process in this world. But neither people follow dharma, neither they have artha, and neither they can enjoy kama, and nor do they get liberated. So even when some of them transcend material enjoyment, they still try to enjoy the spiritual by merging into the existence of the Supreme Lord. Some of them are also desirous of attaining mystic powers through the execution of yoga. As long as these desires are within one's heart, he cannot understand the nature of pure devotional service. For them, if you say that I'm going to broom the temple of the Lord, what they will say? देखो देखो हाँ, शास्त्रों को पढ़ने में जो रुचि आनी चाहिए, शास्त्रों को समझने में, कहाँ झाड़ू लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं. But for a devotee, brooming the temple's Lord is giving him the pleasure which even the knowledge of the big Vedas cannot give to him. So, as long as these desires are within one's heart, he cannot understand the nature of pure devotional service. When one is constantly being agitated by such desires, he is not peaceful. Indeed, as long as they are any desire for material perfection at all, one cannot be at peace. Since the devotees of Lord Krishna do not desire anything material, they are the only peaceful persons within this material world. Only the devotees can have real peace. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 9. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam yatva mam santim richati. It's 4.9? No. Yeah, 5.2. So, this is the peace formula given by the Supreme Lord. If you want to attain peace, what you have to do? Bhoktaram yagyatapasam. You have to know that who is the real Bhokta? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the real Bhokta. All the kinds of activities yagya that is done. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the Ishwar. He is the Maha Ishwar of all the lokas. And he is also the Suhrid Sarva Bhutana. He is the real well-wisher of all the living entities. And if one is able to know this, then he will get what? Yatva Mam Santi Rich. Can attain peace. And then Prabhupada quotes from Bhagavatam. मुक्तानामपि सिद्धानां नारायण परायण सुदुर्लभ प्रशांतात्मा कोटिस्वा अपि मधु महामुने. O great sages, out of many millions of liberated persons and persons who have achieved success in mystic yoga, one who is completely devoted to Supreme Personality of Godhead and is filled with peace is very hard to find. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschit me yatiti siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin ma dukha mam veti tat. So it's very difficult to find such person. No? But then a devotee is what? Narayana Parayana. He's always engaged to attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. So we are all very indebted to Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we are going to get to know this truth of the process of devotional service. Otherwise, so many different kinds of things are there around the world. With the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are getting a chance to practice pure devotional service. It is by his mercy that we may not have to go back to the Yamaloka. Right? Why? Because when the Yamadutas went to Yamaraj and asked, after they were stopped by the Vishnu Dutas when they were catching a Jamila, they went to Yamraj and said, "We don't want to be stopped again. So tell us where to go and where not to go." अभी से बता दो भाई, अगली बारी कोई रोकेगा तो फिर अच्छी बात नहीं है. तो यमराज जी ने क्या बोला? जिह्वा न वक्ति भगवत गुण नाम धेयस चेतश्च नो स्मरति तच्चरणारविंदम. He says that bring those people to this abode whose tongue, Jihvana Vakti Bhagavan Good Nam, whose tongue doesn't vibrate the names of Lord, and those who do not engage in glorifying the Supreme Personality of God. Chetaschano Smarati Tacharana Ravindam. And whose heart, in his heart, who does not remember the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of God. Yachid Ekada, even once whose head doesn't bow in front of the Supreme. Tanana Yadhamasatakkrita Vishnu. Those engaged in activities against me, against the Supreme Personality of God and Lord Vishnu, bring them to, you see, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, every morning we bow down in front of the Lord. Here Yamraj tells that even once if somebody doesn't, we are bowing many times during the day. We are chanting the holy names of the Lord. How many times? At least 16 rounds. So that comes to be somewhere around 25,000 names of Lord. And then through the prayers, through different kinds of prayers that we offer to the Lord, we remember the lotus feet of the Lord in our hearts. This is all glories to Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we are engaged into this process. And at least we can be sure that if we do not go back home, back to Godhead in this life, then at least we will get a human form of life to practice Krishna consciousness. Right? Because what happens to those who are not able to fulfill the path? Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brashtu. At least they will get a chance to be born in human form of life, either in the family of the yogis or in the family of rich people. Right? So I'd end over here. Oh, sorry, I went over time. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanande. If you have any question, you can ask personally because